Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome. And welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, I'll be talking about WWE NXT Takeover War Games 2020. Now, overall, man, this is a great show. A great show. Great show last night. We had the women's War Games match, the women's and the men's War Games match. The women's War Games match was the best match of the show. The women's War Games match outshined everybody else. Hey, they outshined everybody else. They killed it. They killed it last night. Everybody else, they did a great job. Everybody did a great job last night. Everybody put their bodies on the line last night. But if I had to pick one match, the match of the night for me was the women's War Games match. And so yeah, we had the women's War Games match. We had the Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher match, a match that should have been on NXT, not NXT Takeover, but on an episode of NXT. But yeah, this match did not need to be on Takeover because it was built up in a short amount of time. So yeah, that match should have been on NXT TV. We had the Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes and a strap match, which was a fun match. We had Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano versus Leon Ruff for the NXT North American Championship in a triple threat match. And we had the main event. We had the Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee in the War Games match to close off the show. So yeah, but yeah, War Games, man. War Games was a great show. It really was. So yeah, first off, we started off the match with the women's War Games match. So it was Team LeRae. They came out first. It was Toni Storm, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, Candice LeRae, who was the team captain, versus Team Blackheart or Team Shotzi, whatever you want to say. It was Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, who is the NXT Women's Champion, and Shotzi Blackheart, who is the team captain. And so, yeah, first off, let me explain the rules. Let me explain the rules of the War Games match in case you guys don't know what a War Games match is or the rules to the War Games match. So basically, so yeah, two competitors will enter the match, and after 5 minutes, the team with the advantage will send their next competitor in. The next superstars will enter the match after 3 minute intervals. And WWE, they had the competitors wait in shark cages on the stage until they're let loose to enter the double cage structure. I'm reading this off of Wrestling Inc. And so once all 8 competitors have entered the match, War Games will officially begin with weapons coming into play. Once War Games officially begins, the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. It was noted that there is no escape, and if a competitor does escape the cage, they will forfeit the match for their team, so their team will lose. And so, yeah, those are the rules of the War Games match. In case you guys didn't know, and I got this off of Wrestling Inc. I did not write the rules down when it was on the show, so I had to find a source that'll explain it to you guys in layman's term. So, so yeah, first off, we had from Team LeRae we had Dakota Kai. She starts off for her team, and we had Team Shotzi. We had Shotzi Blackheart. She came out with a tank, a new and improved tank. It had more armor to it. It was yeah, it had more armor to it and everything. It was bigger, and yeah, she came out with a tank, and that was it. That was it. She came out with the tank. She started shooting the tank, using the tank to shoot something at the cage that Dakota Kai was in, and yeah, that was it. And so Shotzi Blackheart, she was gonna start the match for her team, and so Ember Moon, she stops her. She stops Shotzi Blackheart, and so Ember Moon, she starts off for her team. So we have Dakota Kai and Ember Moon. They starting off in the cage. And so we had a head scissors. We had a head scissors from Ember Moon to Dakota Kai. We had a drop kick to Kai, follow up by a running senton bomb. And we had a front kick to Ember Moon. So Dakota Kai is fighting back. We had Dakota Kai. She smears Ember Moon's face on the cage like a cheese grater. Like she's smearing her face. And yeah, we had a rolling elbow strike to Dakota Kai from Ember Moon. We had a cross body to Dakota Kai on the cage. So Dakota Kai is laid up on the cage. And yeah, she's laid up on the cage. And Ember Moon, she delivers a cross body onto Dakota Kai. And we had a super kick to Dakota Kai from Ember Moon. And Kai is fighting back. She continues to fight back by giving Ember Moon repeated kicks. And then we had a chiropractor from Dakota Kai to Ember Moon from the top turnbuckle. Or from the middle turnbuckle. And so the next entrant was Shotzi Blackheart. So Ember Moon, she got some help. And Team Shotzi has an advantage. A numbers advantage. And so before Shotzi Blackheart, she gets in the ring. She goes under the ring and she grabs a toolbox. Yeah, first off, yeah, she grabs a toolbox and then she grabs a crowbar and she brings it into the ring. And so, yeah, she puts it down into the ring. And we had a drop kick. We had a drop kick to Dakota Kai from Blackheart. We had a step up enziguri to Dakota Kai from Shotzi Blackheart. We had a corner suplex to Kai. We had an assisted missile drop kick from Shotzi Blackheart. So Ember Moon, she holds up Dakota Kai on her shoulders. And Blackheart, she gets on top of the rope, on top of the turnbuckle, on the top rope. And she delivers a missile drop kick onto Dakota Kai. And so yeah, they're beating up Dakota Kai. And then the next entrant came in from Team LeRae, Raquel Gonzalez. So Dakota Kai, she has some help. And so once Raquel Gonzalez, before she could get in the ring, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, they both go after Raquel Gonzalez because she's a big woman. She's a big threat. And so, yeah, they're double teaming Gonzalez, and Gonzalez, she overpowers them, and she starts attacking them, start beating the hell out of both Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. And we had a power bomb to Shotzi Blackheart on the cage. And we had, so yeah, at one point we had a jumping double clothesline from Blackheart. I mean, not from Blackheart, from Dakota Kai. So yeah, they have two rings, right? As I mentioned earlier, they had two rings. And we had Dakota Kai. She jumps from on the top turnbuckle. She's on the top rope on one side of the ring, and you have Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart on the other side of the ring. So Dakota Kai, she jumps from the top rope into the second ring with a jumping double clothesline to both Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. So yeah, that was a cool spot. And we had, so yeah, our next entrant from Team Shotzi was Rhea Ripley. And so we had a pump kick to Gonzalez from Ripley. So it's a 3-on-2 advantage. We had clotheslines to Dakota Kai from Rhea Ripley. A drop kick to Kai from Ripley. And then we had a code breaker to Dakota Kai from Ember Moon. And we had a sunset bomb to Gonzalez from Shotzi Blackheart. And then at one point we had Rhea Ripley. She pulls out. So yeah, remember how there was a toolbox in the ring earlier? A toolbox that Shotzi Blackheart brought in the ring? Rhea Ripley, she goes into the toolbox and she grabs a mini sledgehammer or a mini mallet, whatever you want to call it. And so she grabs the sledgehammer and she starts hitting Dakota Kai with it. And then, yeah, right after she got finished with all that, we had Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley. They had a stare off. And so they were going back and forth with strikes. And then our next entrant that came in from Team LeRae was Toni Storm. And she goes under the ring too. She goes under the ring and she pulls out a kendo stick. She pulls out kendo sticks. And she goes in the ring. She gives a German suplex to Rhea Ripley. And then we had Storm. She exposes the turnbuckle. So she removed the turnbuckle away, and all you see is steel. And she throws Rhea Ripley into the exposed turnbuckle, and so she threw her in hard. And so Rhea Ripley, she's she's screaming in pain, screaming in pain. And so, and then we had at one point, we had all six competitors. They're on the top rope. They're on the top rope, right? On one side of the ring you have three, and on the other side of the ring you have three people, and they deliver a top rope move. And I don't know what move they delivered, but it was a top rope move, and all six of them went falling down at the same time. And yeah, that was it with that. And so our next entrant was Io Shirai. Io Shirai, she comes in, she goes under the ring, she grabs a ladder, and Gonzalez. So Io Shirai, she tries to go in the ring, and so Gonzalez, she tries to lock Io Shirai out, because Team Shotzi, they had the numbers advantage, and they try to stop Io Shirai from coming in, and so yeah, she tries to stop Io Shirai from coming in the cage, and then Io, she grabs a kendo stick and she hits Raquel Gonzalez's hands with the kendo stick, and then Io, she tries to come in again. She tries to come in the cage again, and then Raquel Gonzalez kicks the cage door into Io Shirai, and Io Shirai went flying. And then Io, she brings in a chair. She tries to bring in a chair, and she used the chair on Raquel Gonzalez. She used the chair to kick the chair into Raquel Gonzalez. So she kicks a chair into Raquel Gonzalez's face, and the chair hit her right in the face. And Gonzalez is continuing to keep her out, but Io Shirai is not. She's not giving up. She's not giving up. She's still trying to get in that cage. And then we had Toni Storm. She takes off her belt. She takes off her belt that she was wearing for ring gear, and she ties up the door with her belt and locks it. So I thought that was really smart, really smart. And we had our final entrant from Team LeRae, which was the team captain herself, Candice LeRae. And so before Candice LeRae could get in the ring, we had Io Shirai. She was still outside the ring, and she stares down Candice LeRae, and they were about to fight. And then out of nowhere, you seen Indy Hartwell attack. She attacks Io Shirai from behind. Indy Hartwell is Candice LeRae's protege, or her student, whatever you want to call her. And so she attacks Shirai from behind, and she locks the cage. She locks the cage. So she locks the cage from outside, and she has the key. And the referee try to get the key from her, and she hides the key in her shirt. Indy Hartwell, she takes the key and she puts the key in her shirt and she walks away. Like the referee's asking for the key, and she puts the key in her shirt. And Indy Hartwell, she says, "Come get it. Come get the key. You want the key? Come get it." And she walks away. And so we had everybody in this match brawling. And Io, oh my God, Io, this is a scary spot. It was still a great spot, but it was a scary spot. We had Io Shirai. She goes at the top rope. Not the top rope. She goes at the top of the cage. On top of the War Games cage. And yeah, she has a trash can. She has a trash can. She has the trash can. She puts the trash can over herself. She puts the trash can over her body. And she dives. She dives onto everybody. She jumps with the trash can on her onto everybody else. That could have been catastrophic right there. She could have injured herself. She could have hurt herself. But she's okay. She's okay. And yeah, I thought that was an awesome spot, but it was still scary. It was a still scary spot. And then we had a moonsault to Gonzalez from Io Shirai. Team LeRae breaks up the pin. That's Io Shirai's finishing move, the moonsault, and Team LeRae, they break up the pin. And we had a Gargano escape from Candice LeRae to Ember Moon with a wrench. So she uses the wrench to lock in the Gargano escape. And then while Candice LeRae have Ember Moon locked in the Gargano escape, we had Shotzi Blackheart. She has a Muda lock. She has the Muda lock on someone. I forget who it was. It probably was Dakota Kai or Toni Storm or somebody. And so she had the Muda lock locked in. So they both had the submission holds locked in at the same time. And then Candice, she breaks up the Muda lock. And then we had Io. Io delivering missile drop kicks to Dakota Kai while Kai is holding the chair. So yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, she had a chair in her hand, and Io Shirai, she delivers a missile drop kick to Dakota Kai, and so Io Shirai, she kicked the chair, and that chair hit Dakota Kai right in the face, and we had a double foot stomp to Io Shirai, and so Io Shirai, she had another trash can on her, and she was laid down, on the ground, and Dakota Kai, she goes on the top rope, and yeah, she goes on the top rope and she delivers a diving foot stomp onto Io Shirai, crushing the trash can. And we had the Eclipse. So Ember Moon, she had the Eclipse. She hit the Eclipse onto Dakota Kai on two standing chairs. So Ember Moon, she had two chairs sitting in the ring. Like she puts it in the seating position, like if you were gonna sit in the chair, two chairs. And then Ember Moon, she delivers the Eclipse onto Dakota Kai, and Dakota Kai, she hit her throat on a chair. Ember Moon ended up hurting herself too. I think she had a lower back on that chair too. Ugh, nasty bump. And we had a Storm Zero to Ember Moon from Toni Storm on a trash can. Io breaks up the pin. We had LeRae super kicking Rhea Ripley with the trash can lid. That had to hurt. And we had Blackheart. We had Shotzi Blackheart using a ladder to deliver her senton bomb. And LeRae uses a chair to block it. So she uses the chair to block the senton bomb. And we had a moonsault to Dakota Kai from Io Shirai. And Storm breaks up the pin. And we had Gonzalez. This is the ending part of the match. We had a ladder draped between the two rings, sitting on two chairs draped between the rings, and we had Raquel Gonzalez. She delivers a power bomb, her finishing move, her single hand power bomb from, I think it was from the top rope through the ladders, and that was it. Raquel Gonzalez pins the NXT Women's Champion. So Team LeRae wins the match, and this match was all over the place. It was hard for me to take notes and everything, but this is the best match of the show. And it looks like Raquel Gonzalez is getting the match. She's getting the NXT Women's Championship match with Io Shirai. She's not gonna win the championship from Io Shirai, but she's gonna have a one-on-one championship match against Io Shirai. So yeah, this is an awesome match. And I love this match. The women, they absolutely killed it. They killed it, and I'm gonna say this once again. This was the best match of the show. The best match of the show. And so right after this, we had Finn Balor, who wasn't on the show tonight. He was not on the show tonight. So Finn Balor, who is the NXT champion, he has a vignette, and he tells everybody to enjoy war games, enjoy your cages and your war games. And he says this Wednesday, all eyes will be on the Prince. So Finn Balor will be on NXT this coming Wednesday to talk about, I guess, his next challenger. And so yeah, that was it. And so right after this, we had Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher, which this match should have been on NXT. This match should have been on an episode of NXT. This match did not need to be on Takeover. Not saying that this is a bad match or anything. This is a great match, but for Takeover, this match is not a Takeover worthy match. This match was only built up in weeks. A Takeover worthy match are matches that were built up. Yeah, Takeover worthy matches are rivalries that were built up months in advance. But this match was thrown in at the last minute. So yeah, this is a hard hitting match. This is nothing more than a mat wrestling match and a hard hitting match, a stiff match, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, we started off this match, with a mat wrestling clinic, and we had Thatcher going after Tommaso Ciampa's arm, and then he goes after the knee. Ciampa fights back. He goes after Timothy Thatcher's ankle, and he's starting to beat on Timothy Thatcher. And so Thatcher, he targets the head and neck area of Tommaso Ciampa by using European uppercuts and shots to the throat. We had a belly-to-belly suplex to Ciampa from Thatcher. We had knee strikes to Ciampa's back from Thatcher. We had a double underhook attempt. I don't know what Thatcher was going for. He was trying to go for a double underhook move, and Ciampa overpowers it. He overpowers the double underhook move, and he lands right on top of Thatcher. And so Ciampa, he reverses it, and so yeah, they're both trading strikes, going back and forth with strikes. And then at one point they bumped heads with each other, so both of their heads hit each other. And then we had Ciampa fighting back, clothesline after clothesline after clothesline after clothesline after clothesline, followed up by a flying clothesline. And we had a superplex to Thatcher. Thatcher kicks out. We had a fairy tale ending attempt. So Tommaso Ciampa goes for the fairy tale ending, and Timothy Thatcher blocks it with a throat chop to Ciampa's throat. And we had a guillotine to Tommaso Ciampa from Timothy Thatcher. And they both roll out of the ring to break up the submission move. And we had a running knee. We had a running knee to Timothy Thatcher. And we had a bulldog choke. So shades of Jon Moxley right here. We had a bulldog choke to Thatcher from Tommaso Ciampa. And Thatcher is bleeding from his ear. And I think that knee strike is what caused that ear to bleed. The knee strike that Tommaso Ciampa delivered to Thatcher, I think that's what caused him to bleed from his ear. And so we had a German suplex to Ciampa, 2 German suplexes to Ciampa from Thatcher. And we had a German suplex attempt on the ring apron. So Thatcher tries to go for a German suplex on the ring apron, and Ciampa, he fights out of it. And we had a Willow's Bell. So Ciampa tries to go for the Willow's Bell, and Thatcher, he uses the rope to target Ciampa's throat. And we had a backslide to Thatcher. A backslide to Thatcher, and Thatcher, he goes to the rope to break up the pin. And we had a submission. We had a submission to Thatcher on the ropes. Referee is counting to 5. Tommaso Ciampa, he breaks the hold and he delivers the Willow's Bell to Thatcher to win the match. So Tommaso Ciampa wins this match, and rightfully so. Tommaso Ciampa needs to win. And what's next? All I have to say is what's next for Ciampa, because right now he's doing much of nothing right now. And yeah, I guess he might be the next challenger. He might be the next challenger for Finn Balor. I don't know. But yeah, this match should have been on NXT TV. This match should not need to be on Takeover. Still a great match, but this match should not needed to be on Takeover. And so right after this, we had Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes in a strap match. And so first off, we had Cameron Grimes. He comes out to the ring with his own strap. He comes out with his own strap. And the referee had a strap too. Yeah, the referee had a strap in a sack. And Cameron Grimes, he gets in the ring and he starts arguing with the referee. The referee was saying, "Oh no, you're gonna use this strap." And Cameron Grimes is like, "Nah, I'm gonna use my strap. I'm gonna use the strap that I brought in." And then the referee was like, "You know what? Okay, we'll use your strap then." And so yeah, he tries to put the strap on Dexter Lumis. The referee did. And then Cameron Grimes, he attacks Dexter Lumis before the referee could put the strap on. And so the match did not officially begin. And so he goes after Lumis, trying to get the early advantage, attacked him outside of the ring, throw him into the barricade. And we had knee strikes to the body from Cameron Grimes, so he's beating the hell out of Dexter Lumis. And then Lumis, he fights back. He fights back with strikes and uppercuts. And we had a Luthez press. A Luthez press. When was the last time you seen a Luthez press in professional wrestling? Dexter Lumis hit the Luthez press on Cameron Grimes. Old school move, the Luthez press. And then we had Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis. So right after he was beating the hell out of this guy. Dexter Lumis, he put the strap on. He puts the strap on himself, and the match begins. The bell rung, so the match has officially begun. And so we had Cameron Grimes. He tries to run away. You can't run away in a strap match. So Dexter Lumis, he just pulls him away, pulls him back. And we had Lumis. Throwing Cameron Grimes into the barricade. And the barricade almost broke. The top of the barricade almost broke. It was the plexiglass. The plexiglass of the barricade almost broke. And so we had Grimes. We had Cameron Grimes. He throws Lumis over the barricade. So he suplexes Dexter Lumis over the barricade, and to separate himself from Dexter Lumis. And so Lumis he creeps up over the barricade, like he slowly gets like he risen from the dead. He gets over the barricade, and then Cameron Grimes, he sees him, and he pulls Dexter Lumis over the barricade. And so Dexter Lumis, he splatted on the ground. And we had a big boot to Dexter Lumis from Cameron Grimes. And Grimes, the sack that the referee had the strap in, we had a sack. We had a sack. Cameron Grimes pulled out a sack, and he puts it over Dexter Lumis' head. And he grabs the strap, and he's starting beating the hell out of Dexter Lumis with that strap. And so he was beating Dexter Lumis with it. And Lumis, he still had the sack. He still had the sack on his head. So they get back into the ring. And Dexter Lumis, he's fighting back with the sack over his head. And then this is the beautiful part of this match. Dexter Lumis, he hit a double A spine buster while he had the sack. While he had the sack over his head. A beautiful spine buster from Dexter Lumis. And so he hits the spine buster with the sack on his head. And then we had Grimes sends Lumis into the War Game structure. So he grabs the strap, he pulls the strap, and Dexter Lumis went flying into the War Game structure. That was the structure that holds the War Games cage. Yeah, Cameron Grimes, he threw Dexter Lumis into that. And so Lumis, he starts beating Grimes with the strap. So just like earlier, how Grimes was beating Lumis with the strap, we had Lumis start beating Grimes with the belt, with the strap. And so Grimes, he gives Lumis a release German suplex to the corner turnbuckle. And then Grimes, he hits Lumis with a chair. And then he sits in a chair, so he's celebrating like he won the match. And then Grimes, he runs into a follow-away slam. So he runs into Lumis, and then Lumis, he delivers a follow-away slam to Grimes. And so they're both trading strikes. They're going back and forth. And we had a Spanish fly from Cameron Grimes. His Spanish fly, he has the best Spanish fly, Cameron Grimes does. So he delivers a Spanish fly to Lumis. And then towards the ending part of the match, we had Grimes. So they're fighting. They're going back and forth. We had the strap. Wrapped around Grimes' foot and his legs. And then Dexter Lumis, he pulls it. He pulls the strap. And then Cameron Grimes, he falls. And it had a chair that was set up in the ring earlier in a seating position that Cameron Grimes was sitting there earlier. And once Dexter Lumis pulled that strap, Cameron Grimes, he hit his face right on that chair. And Dexter Lumis, he delivers his silenced finishing move, his submission move, the silenced. That's what he calls it, the silenced, to Grimes. And then Grimes, he taps out, and Dexter Lumis wins. He wins the match. And what's next for Dexter Lumis? I asked earlier, what's next for Tommaso Ciampa? What's next for Dexter Lumis? Could he be going after the NXT North American Championship with Johnny Gargano? I don't know. Will he be going after Finn Balor? I don't know. Either one will work for me. And so right after this, they came back from commercial break. Yeah, they had to hit a commercial break for a little bit. And we had the lights. The commentators, they were talking. Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett, they were talking. And we had the lights flickering on and off. And we had a crow. It was a crow or a vulture. I don't know what type of bird it was. It was a bird there, sitting there. And we had a clock in the background. And you had some creepy music playing in the background. And it said, and the person saying something in the background, they said TikTok. And that was it. and that's Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross is coming back, and will Karrion Kross, will he get his NXT championship back? A lot of people are saying that he was going to the main roster. He could be going to the main roster, but I think he has some unfinished business in NXT. And why would you want him? Why would you want him on the main roster? That's my question. Why would you want him on the main roster? After you see WWE track record with calling people up from NXT, why would you want him to go to the main roster? But yeah, that was it. So Karrion Kross, he is coming back. Like who else is that? Who else says TikTok? So yeah, Karrion Kross is on his way back. And then right after this, we had the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship match. It was Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano versus Leon Ruff, who is the NXT North American Champion. And yeah, this is a great match, but man, Leon Ruff as the NXT North American Champion. Ugh. I don't understand why they took the title, because Johnny Gargano, he was the champion. He beat Damian Priest for that championship at Halloween Havoc. And they took the championship off of Gargano. Like he held the championship for a short amount of time, just like his first run as the NXT North American Champion. He had one reign as the champion. He had a short reign as a champion, and he had his second reign as a champion. And they have him lose to Leon Ruff in a fluke victory, in a cheesy way for shock and awe. And I don't understand why would they put the championship on Johnny Gargano to put it on Leon Ruff, and they put it on Leon Ruff to put it right back on Johnny Gargano. So I don't understand that. What was the point? If you were gonna put the championship back onto Gargano, why would you take the title away from him? But yeah, the right man did win this match. Johnny Gargano won the match, and he is the new NXT North American Champion. But why would you take the championship off of him? If your plan was to put it back onto the Gargano, why would you take it off of him to put it on Leon Ruff, who is a joke? So yeah, anyway, yeah, we started off this match. We had a super kick to Priest from Gargano. We had a roll up to Leon Ruff from Gargano. Ruff kicks out. We had a scoop slam to Ruff from Gargano, and Ruff kicks out. We had a Hurricane Rana to Gargano from Ruff. And Priest, he throws Ruff out of the way. So yeah, Priest was telling Ruff to get out of the way. Just step out of the way. Like, you don't belong here. You don't belong in this match. Just step out of my way. Let me handle this. And so he continued to tell Ruff to get out of the way, and Ruff is not listening. And so yeah, Ruff is fighting back. He's fighting back Damian Priest. So he starts to fight Damian Priest and Gargano. And so yeah, Gargano and Ruff, they double team Priest. So yeah, they double team Priest, who is the threat in this match. And we had a tope suicida to Priest from Gargano. And Ruff tried to go for a high flying move onto Priest, and we had him deliver his springboard spear to Leon Ruff, and Ruff kicks out. And then at one point, they're outside of the ring and they're fighting. And Leon Ruff, Damian Priest, they started fighting. Like, Ruff, he goes after Priest, and Priest continues to tell Ruff to stay out of the way, man. Well, like, what are you doing, dude? Stay out of my way. And then Ruff's still not listening. Why would he listen? You're in a championship match. He's every man for himself. And so Priest, he grabs Leon Ruff and delivers a razor's edge on the barricade, on two barricades. I think it knocked down two barricades. He throws him into the barricade, knocks that barricade down, and another barricade fell over. And you have referees showing up and taking Ruff away, and Damian Priest, he's showing remorse. He's showing remorse for the things that he did to Leon Ruff. And so now it's a one-on-one match between Priest and Gargano. And you had Gargano talking trash in this match, saying, yeah, I told you guys, he can't hang with us. He can't hang with me. And so we had a tornado DDT from Johnny Gargano. Yeah, from Johnny Gargano to Damian Priest from the stage ramp. and we had a spinning heel kick. A spinning heel kick from Gargano. I mean, not from Gargano, from Priest. So yeah, Gargano, he tries to go for his one final beat on a ramp, and then Priest, he reverses it, throws him back into the ring, and gives him a spinning heel kick. And Gargano, he kicks out. We had a sliced bread to Priest from Gargano. Priest kicks out, and we had a lariat. So yeah, they're fighting. They're going back and forth with each other, and then Johnny Gargano gets hit. He gets hit with a lariat, and so Ruff. So yeah, Ruff, he comes back to the ring. Yeah, he runs to the ring. He jumps off of Damian Priest's back and delivers a dive onto Johnny Gargano. And we had Ruff. So yeah, Ruff, he attacks Damian Priest, and he dives onto both Gargano and Priest. And so we had a springboard. I think it was a springboard cutter to Johnny Gargano from Leon Ruff, and we had a big boot from Damian Priest to Leon Ruff, and we had a double flatliner to both Ruff and Gargano from Damian Priest, and we had a lawn dart to Leon Ruff from Johnny Gargano into Priest. So Johnny Gargano, he lawn darted Leon Ruff into Damian Priest. And so yeah, the War Games, yeah, just like what I said earlier, it has 2 rings. And so we had Johnny Gargano tying Damian Priest in the ropes of the other ring to try to stop him from interfering, to try to stop Priest from interfering. So he ties up Damian Priest's arms into the other side of the ring. And we had that, and we had a crucifix bomb. So Leon Ruff is fighting back. He delivers a crucifix bomb to Gargano and kicks out. Damn near fall. He almost had him. He almost had Gargano with that crucifix bomb. And we had a Gargano escape to Leon Ruff and Priest. He tries to fight out of it. Priest tries to fight out of the ropes. He tries to stop Leon Ruff from tapping out. And so he stops Leon Ruff from tapping out. And we had three members. We had 3 members dressed up in like a ghost face, a Halloween ghost face mask. And they attacked Damian Priest. It's legal. Triple threat is no disqualification. So the 3 people that were dressed in the ghost mask, they attacked Damian Priest, and then Priest, he fights them off with a tope con hero. And I think they had 3 more. They had 3 more people dressed in masks came out, and then Damian Priest, he delivers a top rope splash onto the other 3. I think it was on the other side of the ring. And we had a choke slam. We had a choke slam to Johnny Gargano on the ring apron. And so right after Damian Priest hit Johnny Gargano with that choke slam, Gargano, he goes right back into the ring. He rolls right back into the ring. And then Leon Ruff, he delivers his frog splash finishing move to Gargano. And then Priest breaks up the pin at the last minute. And we had a spinning kick or a spinning knee to Leon Ruff from Damian Priest. And we had another person dressed up in a ghost face mask. So yeah, Priest, he tries to go for the reckoning. He tries to go for the reckoning onto Johnny Gargano. And we had another person dressed in a ghost face mask. He goes up he or she goes up on our apron and hits Damian Priest with a pipe in the back. And so Priest is knocked out. He's knocked out of the ring. And then we had Johnny Gargano. He delivers his one final beat finishing move. He delivers the one final beat to Leon Ruff to win the North American Championship for the 3rd time. So Johnny Gargano is the first ever 3-time NXT North American champion. And so yeah, Johnny Gargano, he was celebrating his championship win. And he was celebrating with the Ghostface person. And so the Ghostface person took off the mask, and that person was revealed as Austin Theory. So Austin Theory is back. He's been out for a while. The last time he was on NXT, he quit. He quit NXT, and now he's back. So yeah. Now we have Candice LeRae. First off, we have Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, teacher and student. Candice LeRae is the teacher. Indy Hartwell is the student. And now we have Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. Johnny Gargano, of course, is the teacher, and Austin Theory is the student. So could we have a could we have a little a Gargano family? A Gargano family? We might see it. I love that idea. But yeah, overall, man, this is a great match. But yeah, the right guy won this match. Johnny Gargano never shouldn't have lost that championship. He never should have lost that championship. He should have still had that championship on him. They never shouldn't have took that title off of him and put it on Leon Ruff. Out of all the people you have on that roster, you gonna put the championship on Leon Ruff? You couldn't put the championship on Bronson Reed or Dexter Lumis, but no, they had to put the championship on Leon Ruff. And yeah, and that was it. That's it for Leon Ruff. That's the only championship that he'll ever win in WWE. And so yeah, Johnny Gargano is rightfully the NXT North American champion. And that was it. That was it with Gargano. That was it with the triple threat match. Great match. Right man won. And Gargano is the NXT North American champion. The new NXT North American champion. And finally, in our main event, we had the men's War Games match. And yeah, this is a great match too. This is a great match too. But this match had no meaning to it. No meaning to it. Like what exactly was at stake? What was at stake? Nothing. They might hate each other, but what was at stake? What were they fighting for? What, dominance? That's what they were fighting for. The women's War Games match, there were a lot of things at stake. There were a lot at stake. You had the NXT Women's Champion in the match. You had many rivalries in this match going on. You had Shotzi Blackheart, who was the team captain, and you like in that War Games match, you would think that the NXT Women's Champion would be the team captain, but Shotzi Blackheart was the captain of this match. So she might take Io Shirai might take problem with that. I don't know. We might see a program between those two. And Raquel Gonzalez, she beat Io Shirai. She pinned the champion. And you have Toni Storm in that match, who's a heel, who turned heel. You have Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. They have history with each other too. Dakota Kai, everybody in that match. Rhea Ripley, everybody in that match have history with each other. And so that's why the women's match was better, because it had meaning to it. There were a lot at stake. Raquel Gonzalez pinned the NXT Women's Champion, so therefore she's getting a championship match. Even though a champion should not be losing, she still earned her victory, and she's fighting Io Shirai at a later date. So yeah, the main event, it was the Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee or Team Pat McAfee. So yeah, Undisputed Era: Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish versus Team McAfee: Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch, who are the NXT Tag Team Champions. So we had Kyle O'Reilly. He starts off for his team. He starts off for the UE, and the Undisputed Era, they're wearing all red, so that was cool. And we had Pete Dunne. He starts off for Team McAfee, and so yeah, they were going back and forth. Pete Dunne and Colorado, they were going back and forth. They have a history with each other in that ladder match advantage, which was won by Team McAfee. So the Team McAfee has an advantage in this match. So they were going counter after counter. We had a roundhouse kick to O'Reilly. And then Dunne, we had Pete Dunne go after the fingers and the wrist. And Dunne, he uses the cage to target the fingers. We had stomps to the hands. We had a knee strike to Dunne. So O'Reilly is fighting back by delivering knee strikes to Pete Dunne. We had a cross arm breaker to O'Reilly. And we had a heel hook to Pete Dunne. And the next entrant from Team McAfee was Oney Lorcan. Oney Lorcan, he comes in, he chops O'Reilly. And O'Reilly, he fights back with kicks. And O'Reilly is not working. O'Reilly tries to fight back, but it's not working. And we had a half and half suplex to O'Reilly from Oney Lorcan, follow up by a kick from Pete Dunne to O'Reilly. And we had a diving knee drop to Oney Lorcan from Kyle O'Reilly. And we had a double suplex. Yeah, double suplex onto O'Reilly. And we had the next entrant. Next entrant from the Undisputed Era is Bobby Fish, his longtime tag team partner. So Kyle O'Reilly has some help in this match. And he kicks. So yeah, he kicks both Dunne, Pete Dunne, and Oney Lorcan. We had a spine buster to Oney Lorcan from Bobby Fish. We had an assisted German suplex to Pete Dunne from Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. We had a double kick to Pete Dunne from O'Reilly and Fish. We had a dragon screw from Lorcan. We had a dragon screw from Bobby Fish to Oney Lorcan. We had Pete Dunne targeting Fish's fingers. So Pete Dunne, he continues to go after the fingers. And we had our next entrant. Our next entrant from Team McAfee was Danny Burch. And he goes under the ring. Danny Burch goes under the ring, and he grabs something under the ring that was in a bag, and he pulls out a cricket bat. And we had a German suplex to Bobby Fish from Burch, and we had Dunne and Danny Burch hitting O'Reilly and Fish with the cricket bat. And we had a heel hook to Danny Burch from Kyle O'Reilly. Burch, he taps out, but the match didn't begin yet, so the tap out doesn't count. And so we had our next entrant from the Undisputed Era is Roderick Strong. And before Roderick Strong could get in the cage, Oney Lorcan absolutely blasted this guy. He blasted Roderick Strong. And so yeah, they double team Roderick Strong, and then Strong, he fights back with chops to Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, and he delivers a wicked backbreaker to Pete Dunne. And we had an angle slam or an Olympic slam, whatever you want to call it, to Danny Burch. We had a running strike. So yeah, Roderick Strong, he goes for his running strikes signature move. He hits it on Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan. And we had an arm stomp to Bobby Fish from Pete Dunne. And we had Dunne throwing Strong into the cage. And then our final entrant from Team McAfee was the captain himself. The captain of the team is Pat McAfee. So he comes out and he brings out a table. He brings out 4 tables. So he goes under the ring. He pulls out 4 tables under the ring with each Undisputed Era name on it. Each Undisputed Era member's name on it. So you had Cole, O'Reilly, Strong, and Bobby Fish names on it. And so with the Undisputed Era emblem on it. So he pulls it out, puts it in the ring, and Pat McAfee doesn't do nothing. So he watches his boys beat down on the Undisputed Era. And so yeah, Pat McAfee goons put Roderick Strong on his table that has Strong on it. And so Pat McAfee, he goes to the top rope and delivers a moonsault onto Roderick Strong. So Roderick Strong went through a table. And so we had our final entrant. The final member of the Undisputed Era comes out. It's none other than the leader of the Undisputed Era himself, Adam Cole. Adam Cole, he comes out to the ring. He runs to the ring. Team McAfee is trying to block him from getting into the ring. And so Adam Cole, he grabs a fire extinguisher from under the ring and he sprays everybody with it. He sprays the Team McAfee with the fire extinguisher, and he brings in a chair too. So he hits people. He hits them with chairs, and so yeah, he's continuing to fight back. And we had on one side of the ring. So yeah, Adam Cole, he takes out everybody. And then on one side of the ring you have Adam Cole, and then on the other side of the ring you have Pat McAfee. And so yeah, Adam Cole, he tries to go after Pat McAfee, and Pete Dunne, he goes in the middle. He goes in the middle that holds the 2 rings and stops Adam Cole. He stops Adam Cole from attacking Pat McAfee. And so yeah, Pete Dunne, he tries to hit the bitter end onto Adam Cole, and Adam Cole, he turns it into a DDT. And so yeah, McAfee, he finally gets involved. Everyone are fighting. Everyone is fighting. We had a pump kick to Burch from Cole. And right after Adam Cole, he hits the pump kick onto Danny Burch, we had McAfee come from behind and chop blocks Adam Cole. And we had a figure 4 leg lock from Pat McAfee to Adam Cole. And Cole, he reverses the figure four leg lock, turns it around, and McAfee is in the submission hold now. And Dunne, he breaks up the submission move. He breaks up the reverse figure four leg lock. He breaks it up, and we had a spinning kick. We had a spinning kick to Burch from Bobby Fish. We had a patella drop to Pete Dunne from Adam Cole. Dunne kicks out. And we had a superplex. We had a superplex attempt from McAfee to Adam Cole. And Cole, he pushes McAfee off of the top rope. And McAfee, he goes right through the table. And we had strikes. We had strikes to Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan from the Undisputed Era. So they attacking Dunne, Burch, and Lorcan while they're locked on a cage, while they're trapped on a cage. And so we had the entire Undisputed Era. They attacked Pat McAfee, and they threw him into the cage. And we had a top rope neck breaker. So yeah, they were fighting at the top rope. So yeah, Team McAfee, they're fighting back. And so yeah, at one point they're at the top of the rope. We had a top rope neck breaker from Adam Cole to Pete Dunne, followed up by a superplex from Roderick Strong to Pat McAfee. And so yeah, everybody is continuing to fight. It is hard to keep up with this match. Everybody is still fighting. And then at one point, Pat McAfee, he gets on the top of the War Game structure. He gets on top of it. I don't know how he got up there. But he got up there. He got up on top of the structure. And he hits a swanton bomb or a senton bomb onto everybody. And knocks everybody out. And so yeah, everybody is laid out. And then we had O'Reilly and Dunne. They're going back and forth. They're trading strikes. And Dunne continues to go after the finger. He continues to go after the fingers. And we had a bitter end. We had a bitter end to Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly kicks out of the bitter end. And we had a suplex. We had a suplex to Pete Dunne from Kyle O'Reilly on a steel grate. The steel grate that's in the middle of those two rings that holds the two rings. So he hits a suplex on that, and Dunne kicks out. And we had Pat McAfee. He hits Kyle O'Reilly with the chair. He hit Kyle O'Reilly. Pat McAfee hits Kyle O'Reilly with a chair, and then Cole, he tries to hit McAfee with the chair. And then he tries to hit McAfee with the chair, and then he hits a low blow. He hits a low blow on Adam Cole. And we had a pump kick. So Cole, he recovers from all of this, from that low blow. And so he delivers a pump kick to McAfee. And we had a spear. We had a spear from Bobby Fish to Oney Lorcan through the leading table that was set up in the middle of the ring, the middle of the two rings. And we had a super kick to Adam Cole from Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee, he tries to go for Adam Cole's finishing move, the Panama Sunrise. And then Cole, he super kicks McAfee in midair. And we had a Panama Sunrise to McAfee from Adam Cole. And McAfee kicks out. He kicks out of Adam Cole's finishing move, or one of his finishing moves. And we had a bitter end. We had a bitter end to Adam Cole onto two standing chairs or sitting chairs. And Roderick Strong, he breaks up the pin and delivers an end of heartache onto Pete Dunne. And then we had a high-low. We had the Undisputed Era's tag team finishing move, the high-low, to Oney Lorcan from Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish with a chair. And then we had a diving knee drop to Oney Lorcan from Kyle O'Reilly onto the chair to win. So Kyle O'Reilly, he pins Oney Lorcan. And the Undisputed Era, they win. They win the War Games match. And that was it. That was it with the Undisputed Era. And that was the end of the show. And it was a great show. It was a great show. Great show. But yeah, what's next? What is next for the Undisputed Era? That's the thing. What is next for the Undisputed Era? There's nothing left for them to do at NXT. Nothing left. They done everything. Everything in NXT. They held damn near every championship. They main evented every NXT show. They've been on takeovers. What else? What else is there for the Undisputed Era? What else is it for them to do in NXT? Nothing. They've done everything. But dude, I'm afraid, man. I'm afraid that they're gonna get called up to the main roster. They're gonna get called up to the main roster, and they're gonna die. They're gonna die 1,000 deaths on the main roster, and it's painful for me to say that because the Undisputed Era, they are great. They are awesome. The Undisputed Era are awesome. But yeah, overall, man, this is a great show. Great show. But yeah, the women's War Games match was still the best match of the show. Still the best match of the show for me. And oh yeah, another thing on this show they promoted another show on Takeover. It's coming on January 6th, 2021. And they calling it New Year's Evil. New Year's Evil. I don't know what the hell that means. Is it gonna be a second show? I don't know what it's gonna be. But they promoting a new show called New Year's Evil on January 6th, 2021. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, man, that's it. That's it. That ends off the NXT WWE NXT Takeover War Games 2020 review. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and become an awesome one. And comment down below. Tell me how you felt about NXT Takeover. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And share this video. Share this video with your friends, your families, everybody that you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. Share this video with them. And yeah, man, that's it. That is it with NXT. Great show. And what else is there to say? What else is there to say? Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support once again. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. See you guys on Wednesday or Thursday for AEW. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, and this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. And that's that.